there, it's Kevin from Roguedeckbuilder.com, here with a video I promised I would put out explaining more in detail the giveaway or the Facebook photo competition that I am having on my Facebook page. So let's just get down to what I am expecting, what you will need to do if you want to be entered into that competition. Remember that this competition is for a very sweet prize. It is for a complete set of Return to Ravnica, factory sealed. Here's a picture of what I'm talking about. And anyways, I'll just go down the rules and what I'm expecting. And yeah, basically I'm doing this because we're approaching 50,000 video views, we're up a little above 450 subscribers, which is awesome. I never thought my channel would become this large. I know it's still quite puny in the realm of YouTube, but you know, it's something that has started as me just goofing around with a Dorkblade deck. You know, my very first video, which YouTube deleted because I had music from James Horner on it. Anyway, since then I've added some new software and I hope you like this new microphone. My little brother bought it for me for Christmas. Awesome little brother. Anyway, so you know, I'm upgrading my skills here, upgrading my software and whatnot, and this has turned out to be quite a fun experience, and I'd like to, you know, give back to the people that have made it such a good experience. So thank you. So anyway, back to the competition before I start rambling about one of my life stories. Just go to facebook.com/Roguedeckbuilder, like the page, and participate there. But anyway, I'll have the rules more in detail without my ramblings there on Facebook. But what I'm expecting you to do is to make a sign like this one here. Make a rogue pose, whatever that entails. What are rogues anyway? They have little masky things on them, right? I don't know. Whatever you want to interpret making a rogue pose with a sign that says, somewhere included on it, Roguedeckbuilder. You can do a Facebook/Roguedeckbuilder. You can do Roguedeckbuilder.com. You can do, like my sign here says, YouTube Roguedeckbuilder. Just something like that, showing that you're acknowledging the channel. And then I suggest spicing it up with a few of your cards from your deck. I took this picture in the snow, and I was actually slipping and sliding around. My camera was doing the same thing when I was trying to take this picture, so the cards don't show up too well, but I had a Krenko's Command, a Rally of the Peasants, a Lingering Souls, and a Burn at the Stake, and a Hell Rider in my hand to try to just give the gist of the deck as I am running Boros Tokens, my rogue deck, at this F&M today. I'm actually going to do some live videos. Hopefully the card shop that I'm going to will work with me and let me tape some live videos. So I'm gonna do a recording of me playing my Boros Tokens deck live at this F&M, and we'll see how it does. See if I get beat by a bonfire for the fourth F&M in a row. Miracled Bonfire on turn 5. Anyway, yeah, that's life. So back to this competition. So yeah, that's the first thing. First thing I want you to do is make a sign that says Roguedeckbuilder somewhere on the sign, and pose with your rogue cards in a rogue fashion. So make a rogue expression, whatever. Then upload it to Facebook with your deck list of what you ran at your Friday at Magic and how well. Just do a little report, a tournament report. It doesn't have to be extensive. Just like, I went 3-1. This is what I lost to. This is what I did good against. And any other shout outs you'd like to make to your deck or whatnot. Then get all your friends and buddies and whatnot to like it. And let's get this Facebook page going. I actually like to interact more on Facebook than I do on YouTube. YouTube's a lot limited what you can do in the comments. You can't link stuff. You are basically allotted only a certain amount of characters. A lot of just stuff I don't want to deal with. There's a lot of trolls on YouTube, as they can hide behind their YouTube accounts. So I'd like to get the discussion to Facebook if possible. Facebook, I think, is a better venue for just discussing rogue decks, tactics, strategies, you know, whatnot. And it gives a kind of personal feeling to the community. I'm a very social butterfly, as you can tell, so I like to actually see faces with the names of people and you know, feel like a part of a community. So anyhow, yeah, I like the rogue theme. I'm glad there's many people interested, like I am, in building rogue decks. I don't know if I've ever, I think in some of my videos I have described the story of why I got into rogue decks. Basically, the nail in the coffin that made me so happy was I was at Grand Prix Salt Lake City I had this crazy rogue deck with Chancellor of the Tangle. Basically, what you did is I played every mana dork possible, and you tried to have an opening draw of Chancellor of the Tangle, which added a green mana. So you start with two green mana basically. So you could pop out either two dorks or the werewolf dude that flips if they don't cast a spell on first turn into a 2/2 vigilance, and he taps for 2. So anyway, with those, I was playing like I feel like 15 total of between the mana dorks. So you had Llanowar Elves at the time, you had Birds of Paradise and Avacyn Pilgrim, and then those dudes as well. I'm trying to think of the name. Been forever. Anyway, and the whole theory behind it with like Raids Verge Thicket, you had to have a Raids Verge Thicket for the scenario to work too, for the double white, is you would be able to do a second turn Hero of Bladehold, or a second turn equip a bird to a, or could I equip it? I can't remember. I think I could equip it, but anyway, either get a very fast sword out or an extremely fast Hero Bladehold out, and you just win. And I remember at the Grand Prix grinder, I was sitting at Planeswalker Points. I was only sitting at 2 buys, which is actually pretty good. But I was stubborn enough to want 3 buys. I didn't have anything else going for me that day, so I thought I'd do some grinders. And first grinder, I got knocked out first round to Delver, and then second grinders were 32. Basically, you win the prizes. You win half a box and 3 buys at the, and not even free entry, I don't think. Yeah, just have a box of cards and a, so what is that? That is a good 18 packs and 3 buys at the Grand Prix the following day. And my second grinder, I faced a lot of my bad matchups actually. One of them was Wolfrun Ramp because of Slagstorm and Whipflare could just really shut my deck down. But against the Wolfrun deck, I got out that turn 2 Hero Bladehold, and he threw down his cards and made this big rage fit about how janky my deck was, and from then on that just sealed the deal for rogue decks. I mean, I used to run rogue decks for the same reason, but clear back in the day. One of my favorite ones was back in Kamigawa / Ravnica the first time around was a Wildfire deck that just made people rage like crazy too, because they never, it wasn't a typical net deck. They came with their net decks and they weren't prepared to face a land destruction deck. So, I could win games just from them not being prepared for my combo. But it was just hilarious. Just very comical situation with the kid. This introverted. Magic was his life. I'm in his world here. This at the time I was training to become a personal trainer. I was pretty buff at the time. I've let myself go since then, but so I had my muscle shirt on, and I didn't look like a typical Magic player at all. Had my cologne and deodorant on, and my breath smelled good. So anyway, I dropped down that turn 2 Hero Bladehold and won the game. And second game, I think I was able to get out a third turn Hero Bladehold to Hero Bladehold survive Slagstorm. That was so good about it. And then it's very hard for the Primeval Titan Wolfrun deck to come back from Hero Bladehold, smacking him each turn. So anyway, he slammed in his chair, made some snide comment about how I'd never win. Have good luck me taking out his deck, and there's no way I'm going to win this grinder, yada, yada, yada. Well, I ended up going 6-0 in that grinder, winning the grinder, getting the 3 buys, and it just solidified not only that rogue decks can compete, but basically it didn't just solidify that they're fun to beat your opponent, but they can compete, because 6-0 at a grinder, and these were all competitive decks I was facing. I was facing the traditional Delvers and Wolfrun Ramps, and kind of at the time this was pre-Avacyn, so you'd still see some Heartless Summoning, Tezzeret builds, all those sort of decks that I thought I would see, black blue control at the Grand Prix. And I was able to, I think I didn't play any duplicate decks in that grinder, so I went 6-0, so I was feeling good. And unfortunately the next day at the Grand Prix, I got my 3 buys, and then I faced a Wolfrun Ramp, which is a very hard matchup for me, and she did have the Whip Flares both games. Won the die roll and had the Whip Flares, and ended up going 2-1. I did win the one that I went first with another nutty Sword of War and Peace pretty quickly. But anyhow, back to rambling. Lost to Wolfrun Ramp, then lost to Nyapod, which was another bad matchup. They could get an Inferno Titan out before I could really overwhelm them. And then I actually played a mirror deck, of course without the chance of the Ting. It was a green-white mirror deck that he won the die roll again, and just basically mirror was whoever got Garruk Relentless out first won, and both games he was able to draw into, and I wasn't. So it was a horrible experience the second day, going 0-3, starting out with 3 buys and going 0-3, but I redeemed myself, got the matchups I want, Delver Zombies, and beat those matchups. I went 6-3 in the GP. So next day I did cut my rogue strategy and went to a traditional green-white, and ended up top 16ing. I think I was 10th place at the Star City Open Salt Lake, and as far as I know, I was the only one in the whole. I faced Delver 6 times in a row, and my deck was just on fire, drawing the Thalias and whatnot. But here I am rambling again. Jeez, ramble story time. Back to the competition. Yeah, my first experience with rogue decks. Where am I even going with this? Oh well. So yeah, that's my love. That's my interest for rogue decks. This is a huge aspect of the game that I enjoy. I do enjoy being a tournament player. I do enjoy the competition, but personality theory. I have a background. I have a degree in psychology, and one of my focuses was on personality theory. And I don't know how many of you are familiar with Myers-Briggs and that whole aspects of personality theory, but I am an ENFP, a bubbly little feeler. If you want to know what an ENFP looks like, Google Pinkie Pie from My Little Ponies. That's basically a good example of an ENFP. But anyhow, so with Magic, with me, it's more of the deck building creation aspect, the personal feel of that process that really attracts me to the game. ENFPs lead with a cognitive function called extroverted intuition. It's all about ideas, possibilities, leaving options open. The exploration is more important, more enjoyable than the actual completion of something. And then our second function is introverted feeling, which means we have a very strong internal values core. We strive to be authentic and unique and do things our way. And so you can see that rogue decks just fit perfectly in with my personality, and that's why I chose them. So yeah, enough rambling, enough talking your ears off. I'll get back to the competition. Go to facebook.com/roguedeckbuilder. Submit your rogue deck with a picture of you holding up your sign saying Rogue Deck Builder. Get your friends and buddies to like it. That'll increase. I think I might have a multiplier. It will be a random person, but I think I might enter you twice or 3 times depending on how many likes you get to my page and whatnot. Yeah, this is selfish, shameful promotion, but I don't care. Deal with it. I love you guys. This is I do monetize my channel, but it doesn't. A good, you're not able to talk about how much you make on a channel, but it's not much. But this set is worth more than I've made on this channel. I'm giving it back to the community, so I hope you appreciate that. Anyway, go check it out. Facebook.com/roguedeckbuilder. Get your buddies to do it as well, and let's get this channel growing. And I'm looking forward to seeing your faces and your decks and your F&M experience. And yeah, let's make some NetDeckers rage tonight. I'm planning on doing it, and I hope you are as well. This is Kevin from Roguedeckbuilder.com. Thanks for watching.